Hello guys, this is the review of the TCL P7L, an entry-level model from 2026 with a Premium QLED designation. In this case, I'll be discussing the 55-inch size. The first thing I want to mention, because I know many people are wondering about it, is that it doesn't have any noticeable improvements compared to the TCL P7K from 2025. In fact, if you can still get the P7K and find it at a lower price, then it will be a better option. One of the improvements I expected TCL to make to this model is the Android version. I mean, it's fine, they continue to include Google TV, but they are stuck with Android 12. It was expected to be at least Android 14 for graded smoothness, stability, and security. It has the same hardware as last year's P7K, same amount of RAM, same storage space, same GPU and CPU. The shortcuts menu remains the same with the option to change the location of these icons, and you can also add shortcuts from here. One of these shortcuts allows you to change the aspect ratio to get rid of those black bars if needed. It also has this menu for other shortcuts of apps and inputs just like last year's model. You have the option of TCL channels to watch live channels, TV shows and movies legally and for free, with some ads. The remote has the same design, it has the microphone button for voice commands. They added something I consider completely unnecessary: this option to create AI-generated image to use as screensavers. Personally, I don't think AI should be the focus of improvements in smart TVs, because it doesn't work miracles as promised. I think TCL is taking the same deceptive path that LG and Samsung decided to take last year, promoting wonders impossible to achieve through AI in their smart TVs. Image upscaling isn't great. AI won't work miracles. Don't expect this or any other current 4K TV to display 4K results if the content resolution is low. Don't expect AI to make the speakers sound amazing if their physical quality isn't the best.
What do we do, Cap? We fight.
This is gonna end well.
The speaker system is one of the things I didn't particularly like about this model. The performance is not the best, but it's at least acceptable. The 85-inch size seems to have a better speaker system. It's supposed to be supported by on-cue across all sizes, but in practice, at least for this 55-inch size, it doesn't seem that way. The motion handling is adequate for watching football matches, for example, but don't expect AI or supposed AI applied to this model to work miracles. Don't expect a match to be displayed in 4K at 60 frames per second, because that will be only possible if the company providing the digital signal or the streaming app you use delivers that match in 4K at 60 or more frames per second, something I haven't seen yet happen. The results with Dolby Vision, both on this model and on other TCL and other brands' models, are far from ideal. Many people complain about the performance of this high dynamic range technology on these and other TVs, because they perceive very abrupt and distracted changes in luminance and brightness with each scene change or even within the same shot, where these light shifts are sometimes very noticeable. I agree that it's very annoying, and the worst part is that this technology cannot be disabled. If the content natively supports Dolby Vision, you're stuck watching it that way. And it's not like AI is working miracles here, because Dolby Vision technology essentially does whatever it wants. With HDR10 high dynamic range technology, the result is more pleasing, with stable luminance in every scene and more vibrant colors. But unfortunately, most streaming apps right now only offer content in Dolby Vision. A few films might be offered in HDR10 or standard dynamic range, which from the point of view of many, including myself, will be the best option. The brightness levels are not bad. I mean, we're talking about an entry-level model that's aiming for around 400 nits in some picture modes. Larger sizes of this model will probably have slightly more brightness, as is usually the case. The result is at least very decent for a room with controlled lighting, although it should also be noted that we're talking about an entry-level model that actually has a good amount of brightness for this range. The uniformity of gray colors is acceptable, showing some dirty screen effect, which I don't consider annoying when viewing content with a lot of color. The viewing angles aren't great, but that's to be expected because it has VA panel, although TCL prefers to call it an HVA panel. Even so, the result doesn't come close to a TV with ADS panel, much less one with an IPS panel. The results in darker scenes vary greatly depending on the scene and whether the content has a standard dynamic range or HDR10 or Dolby Vision. You can adjust parameters to try to improve the depth of blacks and reduce clouding, but I always show you the out-of-the-box settings because most users prefer to see results this way. Overall, the result is at least tolerable. I say this because in some scenes, especially with Dolby Vision, you can notice slightly distracting and annoying light flares at the edges of the screen, although in other scenes they're not as noticeable. And AI won't work miracles here either. I say this because sometimes TV advertising promises too much, but in reality or in practice it's not like that, much less in an entry-level TV. Speaking of the gaming area, it's a TV compatible with 120Hz up to 1440p, but in 4K only up to 60Hz. Although that might be enough for many people, and you can play with Dolby Vision for gaming if the console and the video game allow it. It has its own game bar, which has the same design, functions and number of picture modes as last year's models. Personally, I was hoping they will add at least 2 more picture modes, but well, let's say 3 picture modes might be enough for many users. The overall result is good in terms of picture quality and even motion handling. There is some ghosting effect, but I don't find it bothersome or distracting. It's not the best TV for gaming, but it will at least keep you entertained with good color and brightness, good input lag time, and you won't notice screen tearing because it supports variable refresh rate technology. Heating on the screen after 2 hours of using it is really low. This is good for its lifespan. In terms of inputs, this is what you will get. Remember, this TV is not compatible with the 120Hz in 4K, but only up to 1440p. In 4K, only up to 60Hz. So, in conclusion, this TCL P7L is a good TV, but so far might not be the best option for an entry-level model. The P7K from 2025 will be a better option if you can find it for a lower price. Or for example, here in my country, brands such as JVC or Hyundai offered models for a similar or lower prices, but with much better specs, including full array backlight technology. And I consider that the Premium QLED designation is fake advertising. I mean, the term premium is for upper, mid-range or high-end models, and this is not the case. But guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. That's all. I want to remind you that I really need your support by watching my long videos because YouTube Shorts are slowly killing channels like mine. Short videos are profitable for YouTube but not for creators unless they get millions of views, which isn't enough for my niche. Or you can also help me through the links I've left in the description and in the pinned comment. I will greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching and until next time.